winner of the New Jersey Press Association's Most Innovative Award.
Welcome back to Greater Media Broadcast News. I'm Susie Shea, bringing you the top headlines in Central New Jersey. Here's what's going on this week. CPR training in schools, going bananas for charity, Christie touts consolidation, preparing for storms, and freedom on the half-pipe. High schoolers will now need more than decent grades and a good attendance record to graduate. Thanks to two new state laws, CPR and AED training will be deemed mandatory in high schools across New Jersey. This will allow districts to be more prepared for cardiac emergencies and prevent unnecessary death in schools. Approximately 2,000 Americans under age 25 die of sudden cardiac arrest each year, with about 100 student-athlete fatalities taking place. And studies show that survival can be improved up to 300% if CPR is administered by a witnessing bystander. The legislation will go into effect on September 1st. And here's Mark Rossman with more headlines.
Residents of Freehold Borough have until September 9th to register to vote so they may participate in a September 30th referendum that the Freehold Borough Board of Education is placing before the community. The school board is seeking approval for a $32.9 million construction project that would see improvements made at all three of Freehold Borough's public schools. Members of the school board have spent several months discussing the options available to them as the district deals with increasing student enrollment. The referendum, if approved, would see additions and renovations made to the Freehold Learning Center Elementary School, the Park Avenue Elementary School, and the Freehold Intermediate School. The planning and construction phases would take 3 years to complete, and the new space would be ready for the 2017-18 school year. Freehold Borough's three schools have a total functional capacity of about 1,150 students and will start the year with slightly more than 1,600 students. The current enrollment includes about 150 kindergarten pupils from Freehold Borough who will be bused to Freehold Township, where the district has rented space. For more information about this upcoming referendum, see this week's news transcript.
You may be used to seeing Derek Jeter on the diamond, but what about a corn maze? Jennifer Model has the details.
The chants for retiring New York Yankees shortstop Derek Jeter will be heard all the way from the Bronx to South Brunswick this fall. Von Thune Farms has carved a 5-acre corn maze in the likeness of the amazing Yankees captain that is open to the public for the next 2 months. The tribute, in partnership with Greater Media radio station Magic 98.3, features 4 miles of twists and turns, along with interactive family activities. Although no one has heard from Jeter's camp so far, he and all residents have until October 31st to check out the maze and other events at the farm, such as apple and pumpkin picking, hay rides, farm animals, and children's activities. For more information on the Corn Maze and Fall Festival, check out your local Greater Media newspaper.
And here's a roundup of the headlines you need to know. It was recently a fruitful week for a local food pantry. Last week, MC Foods received an unexpected 10,000-pound surplus of bananas imported from South Africa. More than 40 agencies benefited from the donation. A teacher at North Brunswick Township High School has set an unofficial record. Robert Goldman and his students have sent more than 3,000 letters to those serving overseas in the military. He started a program that encouraged students to write a letter after they completed a test or a quiz. Governor Chris Christie is asking municipalities and school districts to consider consolidation as a way to slow escalating taxes and costs. He touted this method while addressing a crowd gathered on the Long Branch beachfront last week. A Hazlet resident recently completed his quest to attend a game at all 30 current Major League Baseball stadiums. This month, Tommy Singer attended a game at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, ending a 20-year journey. And speaking of sports, here is WCTC's Mike Pavlichko with an update on Rutgers football. After that, we have Tim Morris with an update on local sports.
With the Rutgers football team getting set to open this season Thursday night against Washington State out in Seattle, late 10 o'clock kickoff, let's talk a little bit more about the offense this season and the man who's going to be in charge of it all, that being Ralph Friedgen, the former Maryland head coach. They called him the Fridge. They still do. And he's not just big in physical size, but he's big in stature in the game as well. An offensive whiz. He was great at Maryland. He got fired there, but he had a winning record. He's also had success other places in college, Georgia Tech. He also had success in the NFL game. So he comes to Rutgers with a great resume, and hopefully the most expensive assistant coach in RU history will pay dividends for Kyle Flood. And if he can turn Gary Nova around and have him have a consistent season, cutting down on the interceptions, it'll all be worth it. Already off the bat, he seems to have noticed that Gary Nova was throwing the last couple of seasons off his tiptoes rather than planting back on the heels of his feet like a baseball pitcher would. Maybe that will help with his arm strength and the interceptions down the stretch. We'll see. One of the other big things about Friedgen, he's going to use everything he has available. So that doesn't mean just the top running back, Paul James, the top receiver, Leonte Carew, and the top tight end, Tyler Kroft. It means getting everybody involved in the offense to try and keep Big Ten defenses off their toes. I'm Mike Pavlichko on 1450 WCTC and WCTCAM.com.
There's no surer sign that summer is quickly fading away than to pass high school athletic fields. To see all the fields swarming with activity as teams and players get ready for their fall seasons, which begin next week following Labor Day. One way the teams prepare for their campaigns are through game scrimmages that give them a barometer to judge what they do well and what they need to work on. At Freehold High School, two of the state's best field hockey programs measured themselves against each other to get an early read on where they stand. Freehold in home white and Shore Regional in blue are both coming off championship seasons, and the quality of play was high considering it's preseason. The teams showed their stick skills and passing as they took an all-out approach to this game, even if it doesn't count towards the one-loss record. Shore Regional is beginning life without Nancy Williams this year, who retired after 44 years and numerous state championships. Of course, whether it's an official game or not, it's always nice to score a goal. This is Tim Morris for Greater Media Newspapers.
It can be argued that Superstorm Sandy was especially rough on individuals with disabilities, but one program is allowing them to prepare for major disasters by getting familiar with an overnight shelter experience. Here's Kathy Chang.
About 50 adults with disabilities turned out for an overnight emergency response exercise held on August 22nd at Rutgers University's Livingston College Recreation Center. Emergency personnel from several agencies conducted the mock disaster. The purpose of the exercise, presented by the Alliance Center for Independence of Edison, was to give those with disabilities a chance to familiarize themselves with an overnight shelter experience. It also helped shelter volunteers understand the needs of people with disabilities so they can be adequately addressed during and after an emergency. B. Madeline Goldfarb, a disability integration advisor with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, said people with disabilities are often sent to hospitals during emergencies, but they should not be lumped in with those being treated for illnesses and injuries. Agencies participating in the August 22nd event included FEMA, American Red Cross, Middlesex County Office of Emergency Management, Rutgers University, and local social service agencies. For more information, visit our website at gmnews.com.
For some people, the best place to escape is the beach or the bar, but for others, it's all about the skate park. Here's Greg Kennelty.
Skate parks have proven to be a haven in some communities, a place for freewheeling expression and even of reflection among skaters. Where municipalities like Atlantic Highlands have seen massive success with their skate park over the past 6 years, townships like Woodbridge have been so successful in their skate park ventures, 2 have been constructed over the past 10 years. Some townships, such as Edison, have seen success with their skate parks and hope to expand within the coming years. Townships seem to largely agree that skate parks give the youth of each municipality somewhere to go not only to practice their sport, but to keep them off the streets and skating on public property. Officials from the township of Middletown, which has seen enough problems in their skate parks to have it close in 2010 due to a lack of supervision, said skate parks can be beneficial in the town and are not ruling out the possibility of ever opening another one. In the end, skate parks give seasoned skaters like Keensburg's Dave Collins and Sayreville's John Lewinsky, a place to express themselves and even find solitude. For more on this story, see your local Greater Media newspaper.
For more in-depth coverage and additional stories, see your Greater Media newspaper today. You can follow the latest headlines online at facebook.com/Greater Media Broadcast News or by clicking the subscribe button above. I'm Susie Shea. See you next time.